furious at Charnley, claiming that he too should have been red-carded instead of receiving the clemency of a yellow. The anger of the Hearts players was clear, but at least they had the compensation of translating their frustration into a goal. A couple of lucky breaks from Maurice Johnston along the way, but the final strike from the one-time Partick pin-up was typical of his traditional quality around the goal. In 2 minutes, Hearts had gone down to 10 men and up a goal, but a match which wouldn't have looked out of place in Sleepy Valley had been set alight. And the drama wasn't over. As the sides left the pitch at half-time, heated verbal exchanges triggered a brawl, which ended with police moving in to separate players and members of both management teams. And these scenes were watched by SFA Chief Executive Jim Farry, who was sitting in the stand. Gratefully, peace was restored in the second half, and Thistle went about the task of retrieving the deficit. They had the player advantage, but were hammering against the wind, and the Hearts defence determined not to crack.
That because they like to play downhill in the second half, so we're underway with Hearts trying to get the ball forward early. Johnston going up there and looking very quickly around the team formations. Alec Miller clearly has tried to disrupt things as little as possible, and indeed Willie Miller has started at right back, and the left back position is being occupied here by David Farrell, with Beaumont and Tweed in central defence.
Yes, that's right. I've noticed that immediately. And obviously Alec Miller is trying to disturb his team as little as possible after Graham Mitchell being out, and Farrell has been given the responsibility of looking after Cahoon, which will be a big responsibility this afternoon, I would think.
So there's Dave Beaumont's header in central defence, wearing number 3. A bit of jostling there in the middle of the field. John Miller is penalised. These are always tense opening minutes in the match. Nerves jangling throughout the players' ranks. Need the settling in period, and of course if either could strike an early blow, it could make such a difference to the outcome of the match. There's Willie Miller firing that into the box. Keith Wright got up well to that. Well, that'll be disturbing a little for the Hearts defence, the way Keith Wright was able to rise to that.
Goalkeeper there, but certainly be a warning to Hearts that they can't be too careless or too casual.
A fine commanding header by Stephen Tweed there, the under-21 international. Commanding figure in the heart of that Hibs defence, growing in maturity this season. Here he is in possession, becoming more and more assured with the ball at his feet also. Looking there for the front men. Kevin McAllister has gone roving. He's gone straight through into a forward position early in the match. Here's Michael O'Neill, halted by McKinlay. That's for Johnston. He's inside David Farrell, supported by Cahoon. And Cahoon now hustled by 2 players. He still gets the cross in. Here comes McKinlay. Fine play by McKinlay. And the opening goal for Hearts is scored by John Robertson. 2.5 minutes on the clock. And the hammer of Hibs does it again. A brilliant finish here by John Robertson. It's his 9th goal of the season. It's a lovely piece of skill by Tosh McKinley there. Look at that, there's John Robertson in position to do what he does well, and really Hibs should know about his ability to score. He's done it so often against him, but it's a lot of it's down to John Cahoon here. Puts in a nice ball at the back post, in comes Tosh McKinley, gets to that byline, there it is in net. What a wonderful start for Hearts. Then a £245,000 transfer to Hibs last summer. Here he is again. Delicate ball played in, is it? Keith Wright! And the match busts to life again. Michael O'Neill's delightful cross and Keith Wright's deadly header. His 13th goal of the season, coming 3 minutes from the interval.
It's a delightful goal, beautiful ball into the middle from Michael O'Neill. What a terrific header from Keith Wright.
In 1958, 5-0 to Hearts in 55. So goals are plenty in the cup, if not in the league. The Jackson and McLaren tangle as McAllister goes through. Off the post and scrambled away by Levine. Hibs couldn't have come closer. While the referee's attention was drawn to a clash between Jackson and McLaren, there was Kevin McAllister. It's off the post. Now Keith Wright was waiting. Craig Levine almost scored himself. Berry's clearance. Berry again, he's losing out here to Keith Wright. 5 minutes remaining. Hibs 1, Hearts 1. Been that way since the 42nd minute of the match. Berry's clearance. Hamilton to Miller. Oh, that's good play by Miller. Now Lennon. Nimble play also. Back here with Beaumont. Not the kind of service Kevin McAllister likes, especially against Jim Weir, who's such a good central defender. Here's Foster, using his pace, a chance to win the game for Hearts. He's done it! It's Wayne Foster's first goal of the season, and it's surely won the tie for Hearts. Right out of the blue, sheer joy for these Hearts supporters. And Sandy Clark on now, 4 minutes left, he says. Concentration required. And Wayne Foster is being booked for going to the Hearts supporters. But what a good finish this was.
Well, this is exactly why Sandy brought him on. His pace is always a threat at the back, but his composure's good there as well, because he takes his time. He knows exactly where Jim Leighton is. Here we see the initial pass, which splits the Hearts defence, the Hibs defence, just for about the first time this half, and there he is. He takes it well, steadies himself and places it past Jim Leighton. Crucial time to score a goal.
Well, now can Hibs come back? Wayne Foster, what a time to score his first goal of the season. Foster queuing up in the middle, and still at 1-1 kindly. We're into stoppage time now at the end of the game. It looks as though Hearts are through the quarter-final, unless we're in for a remarkable finish. They won't, that's it! The referee ends the match! Wayne Foster goes to the Hearts supporters again, having been booked already. That would be foolish. Greeted by John Cohn. The Hearts supporters celebrate. The jinx for Hibs continues. They just can't seem to find a way to beat Hearts in these derby matches, and having dominated the second half, Wayne Foster pops up with a deadly finish 4 minutes from the end, and Hearts are in the quarter-finals. Well, Gary Mackay, a hero here for Hearts also. Billy, your heart must go out, surely, to Alec Miller.
Well, that's right. I think he obviously worked very hard at half-time. His team got the break of that goal just before half-time. He worked hard at half-time, got his team organised, got them playing the way he wanted to play, and then he sees the tie disappear in the last couple of minutes. That little lack of concentration at a crucial time. You've always got to watch your defenders, keep them on their toes. Wayne Foster's pace. You've got to say to Sandy Clark, great substitution, Sandy. You took a chance. It was a brave decision, but it came for you.
The 21 key there for the Hearts supporter behind the goal. So it's been a remarkable afternoon, settled in the end by Wayne Foster's goal. Kevin McAllister, a Tennent's man of the match, but that'll be of no consolation to him. Irvin winning that, but it's picked up by John Miller. There is Foster. Trying to do the better than McLeish. He's done well. That's a great goal by Hearts. Scored by Scott Leach. Brilliant attacking play by Hearts. Created here by Foster. They lose him running on the left. Pulls that back from the byline. And it's a great finish by Scott Leach. It's only a second goal for Hearts, but this is really beautifully taken on the near post.
Hearts who took the lead with a well-worked goal in 19 minutes. McKinley and Miller played a 1-2 which just came off, then the fullback set up John Cahoon to score. A good finish from him. Wraith set about getting back on terms, John McStay forcing a save out of Henry Smith after making space for a shot. McStay was to have better luck next time. Jason Dare's corner was headed down by Dennis. Cameron's overhead kick was saved, but McStay blasted home the rebound. Tosh McKinley was causing problems for Raith. He broke down the left. Miller met his cross. Foster headed goalwards, and Scott Thompson made an important save. A good competitive contest continued in the second half, with McStay setting up Dare. Jim Weir made a timely interception, then inadvertently got in the way as Ali Graham followed up. Raith took the lead in 57 minutes, Jason Robotham picking out Graham with his cross, the knockdown falling perfectly for Colin Cameron to make it 2-1. And Raith looked to be heading for their second win in a week, but it wasn't to be as Craig Levine nodded home John Robertson's free kick to snatch a point for Hearts.
Cross it comes to Foster. And a great goal for Hearts! What a goal by Foster! 6 minutes of the match left, and suddenly Hearts have a chance. Well, what a goal this is. Johnston assessed all the options inside, then picked out Wayne Foster carefully with his pass. But what about this for a finish? Andy Gorham had no chance.
Byline, and his shot turned in by the unfortunate Kevin McGowan. Saints' luck looked completely out 3 minutes later when Paul Cherry had to leave the field with a bad leg injury. 2 minutes after that, though, they'd levelled the scores. A great ball from Philip Scott to Colin Miller, and his cross headed in by former Hearts player Ian Ferguson. Rhodes. 12 minutes from time, Ian Ferguson was red-carded for a second bookable offence, but Saints held out for the point, despite the efforts of Tosh McKinley in the last few seconds. 2-2 it finished at Tynecastle.
John Collins there getting the first, and Rudy Vata notching his first goal of the season and putting Celtic 2 up on the stroke of half-time. The Jambos staged a remarkable comeback, sparked off by John Cahoon's impressive early strike. And with just 2 minutes remaining, Stephen Frail scored his first goal in 5.5 years to give Hearts a vital league point and dent Celtic's hopes of a place in the UEFA Cup.
And 11 rallied to Wallace Mercer's call as Hearts slashed admission prices to get the fans behind the team in this time of need. The game was finally balanced until Aberdeen drew first blood. A fairly soft goal as Ray McKinnon's corner came over from the left, and Brian Irvine managed to head home without too much difficulty. Aberdeen could have finished the match just after half-time when Ian Jess played a lovely cutback for Duncan Shearer, who didn't seem to have the same foresight. Hearts fought back though, and only a brilliant save from Theo Schnelders kept Craig Levine out after 53 minutes. The keeper was to be Hearts' bugbear throughout, and the equaliser eventually had to come from the penalty spot. John Robertson tripped up by Stephen Wright, and the Hearts' saviour on so many occasions in the past stepped up to slot the ball home for a 1-1 draw, a point apiece, and Hearts still in there fighting.
Stephen Frail moving forward down the right. United failing to clear his cross, and John Cahoon got the goal in sight, but Bodo van de Kamp denying him. Hearts tried again just minutes later, this time approaching from the left. Tosh McKinley and John Robertson combining well. McKinley's effort just wide of target. We're in command now and putting the United defence under pressure. When Robertson ran at them, Petric intercepted. Christian Daly pushed the ball wide, but it landed for John Cahoon. The winger took his time to measure his cross. The ball came off Daly's head to Stephen Frail, who at full stretch found the target. Van de Kamp fumbled before clearing, but the linesman reckoned the ball had crossed the line, and referee Sandy Roy gave the goal. The replay won't settle all the arguments, but Van de Kamp certainly appears to claw the ball out of goal. And, like the linesman, the hovering Hearts players believe the ball had crossed the line. So 1-0. It could have been 2 on the stroke of half-time. United again failing to clear their lines, and leaving John Robertson with a scoring chance, Van de Kamp saving. Hearts kept up the pressure in the second half. John Miller's free kick was headed clear, but Nixon lost out to Stephen Frail, and his cross was clinically dispatched by Craig Levine. 2-0 to the home side. Ivan Golatz's so-called Tigers were playing more like pussycats. In a rare attack, David Hanna's header hooked to safety by Frail. From the corner, Gordan Petric had a go. His first shot was blocked, and his second attempt bounced back off the post. Hearts then victorious, united.
Fans with free travel from the capital were also out in force to bid farewell to the 1993-94 season. Both teams needed just a point to ensure Premier survival. Even in the early stages, it appeared they'd be happy to settle for that draw. Gary Mackay was the first to threaten, but the effort was well off target. At the other end, the best Thistle could offer was a long-range shot from Charnley. And it took a deflection and finished well wide. John Robertson then tried his luck from 25 yards, but to no avail. No goals then at the interval. Jim Weir was stretchered off after the half-time whistle, having taken a knock in the face. He played no further part in this game. John Miller replaced him. It was 20 minutes into the second half before there was even a suggestion of a threat to either goal. Gary Locke shooting well wide. Scoring chances were few and far between. Stephen Frail tried to get things going. John Robertson assisted, but Frail's final effort was well off target. That kind of finish was par for the course. Andy Gibson having as little luck at the other end. Things were predictably heading for a draw, but had Alan McLaren read the script, he headed John Robertson's corner into the Thistle net to give the Jags a nerve-tingling final 3 minutes. St Johnstone were already a goal up at Fir Park. Thistle didn't dare lose another goal. Mo Johnston wasn't that far away, but Thistle survived.
Kai's pass gives Robertson. And an excellent save by Diego. A glimpse of John Robertson at his best. And what a fine pass this is from Gary Mackay. Look at the way it's collected by Robertson. 1 foot in wide only. And that brought in a very good save from Diego. The midway point in the second half. As Gary Locke takes this free kick. In goes Fashanu! Robertson for Hearts! Right on cue! 20 minutes of the match left. And for once, Justin Fashanu found space in the box to test the goalkeeper. The first time he's got away from his markers, Fashanu. Good downward header, blocked by Diego. And there is Robertson showing these predatory instincts inside the box. Fashanu's header. The goalkeeper did well. He could do nothing about John Robertson's finish. As yet, as McKinley takes this free kick. Locke chipping it forward. There's no offside. This is Cahoon. And the second. It's a superb finish by John Cahoon. And Tynecastle erupts. Well, what a magnificent bit of control this is from John Cahoon. The ball flighted in by Gary Locke. Now look at the way Cahoon takes this in his chest, keeps calm under pressure, and drives the ball beyond Diego. Well, I wouldn't tire of watching this one. He knew the defender was closing and he kept his head. He made certain he got the shot on target, and there's the reward. What a great piece of finishing by Cahoon. Well, the Hearts undoubtedly with the overall initiative in this tie. And I would suggest that the main priority now is to avoid conceding a goal. This is Caminero. Now Morcia. Gary Mackay with the pass back. There's Henry Smith. Pisa Gomez lets that go through to Lopez. Offside. Kiko, Kozetski, maybe also Savas. Remember the away goal rule in Europe. The Hearts have performed extremely well to work themselves into this position. Spanish, they had penalised, I think, for trying to play an offside when that ball was played in by Gary Locke. Good play by Kozetski. Always you lose the ball right. Great running by Kozetski! And That's the goal. Hearts were ready. It's outstanding play by Roman Kozetzki. The Hearts caught cold. Still enjoying the euphoria, I think, of that second goal. Look at the way Kozetzki gets away from McLaren. Then from Mackay. Stepping inside. Levine comes to challenge. What at that time, creating another goal and making sure they give nothing away. Kiko's back, Keeler, a chance on here for Sabas! And the run made by Sabas, but it's the end of the match. Well, the applause of the Hearts supporters. They appreciate how hard their favourites have worked to earn that full-time result. Well, that's good play by Miller. Now Lennon, nimble play also. Back here with Beaumont. Not the kind of service Kevin McAllister likes, especially against Jim Weir, who's such a good central defender. Here's Foster, using his pace, a chance to win the game for Hearts. He's done it! It's Wayne Foster's first goal of the season, and it surely won the tie for Hearts. Right out of the blue, sheer joy for these Hearts supporters. And Sandy Clark on now, 4 minutes left, he says. Concentration required. And Wayne Foster is being booked for going to the Hearts supporters. But what a good finish this was.
Well, this is exactly why Sandy brought him on. His pace is always a threat at the back, but his composure's good there as well, because he takes his time. He knows exactly where Jim Leighton is. Here we see the initial pass, which splits the Hearts defence, the Hibs defence, just for about the first time this half. And there he is, he takes it well, steadies himself and places it past Jim Leighton.
Give them their money back.
Well, I think that is a thing that we've got to address. What is the point of a club punishing players? There were statements at the beginning of the season about managers and directors, chairmen should get together and should ensure keep the
10 years at Fir Park. And in the Motherwell side, just signed from the Dons for 150,000, Andy Roddy. And the newcomer was involved in this early flowing Motherwell move. A powerful run by Phil O'Donnell, threading it through to Tommy Coyne, who was just off target. The home side were more composed in the first half, O'Donnell running over the ball and Stevie Kirk testing Nicky Walker. Phil O'Donnell has been one of the best young players in Scottish football over the past couple of seasons, and he looks in even better form this campaign, bringing out that fine save. Hart's route to goal was via the long clearance. Look out for John Robertson at the other end of the field, beating the Motherwell defence, but failing to beat keeper Steve Woods. Tommy McLean will not be happy with the space his players were giving to Motherwell. Tommy Coyne again involved, stroking the ball to Rab Shannon, only the shot was weak. Just on half-time, Motherwell again on the charge. Kirk and Coyne combining to split the away defence. Coyne charging down the right, and claims that Weir had shoved Roddy, but the referee said no penalty. 6 minutes into the second half, and Hearts suddenly came to life. Frail and Mackay teeing up the cross, and Maurice Johnson showing all his old hunting skills to beat Woods. He's back in the side, and it's 1-0 Hearts. 2 minutes later, Well should have equalised. An inspired pass to Tommy Coyne, but the international striker blasting over. Motherwell were now going all out to level the tie. Watch out for this screamer from Brian Martin. But still, no joy. There was now sustained Motherwell pressure. They worked hard for each other. Jamie Dolan winning the ball. Tommy Coyne finding Paul Lambert. Inside the box, but Walker's positional sense saving Hearts. The pressure eventually paid off in 78 minutes. Cross into the box, but Jim Weir's push on Phil O'Donnell earning the Lanarkshire men a penalty. And Tommy Coyne did what he'd done just last week against Rangers, scored the equaliser from the spot. That was United's midweek European hero David Hanna, who had a go. But keeper Henry Smith watched the ball sail over the bar. Hearts boss Tommy McLean preferred Kevin Thomas to Mo Johnson, and the young striker came close with that header.